Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is all about guilt. It's all about understanding your guilt and understanding why it's really coming up and what to do about it. Especially if you're a people pleaser, you're gonna wanna stay tuned for today's video. So let's jump right in. Guilt is basically when our actions do not match our beliefs. When our actions don't match our beliefs, we feel guilty. And most of the time, what happens is we believe we need to change our action to match our belief. And some of the time this is the case, but it's not always the case. And I'm going to go into why sometimes it can be different. So for instance, say you have a belief that taking a sick day at work is bad. It's bad to take a sick day. My boss will get mad. My coworkers will be mad. I'll get behind on my work. It's just not a good thing to do to take sick days. I have this belief. But one day I call out of work and I say I'm taking a sick day. So I'm going to feel some sort of guilt there because my belief was that taking a sick day is bad, but I took a sick day. So there's a little gap in my action and in my belief, and this causes me to feel guilty. What most of us would say is, all right, well, you need to change your action so it aligns with your belief, and then you won't feel the guilt. And sometimes this is right, but sometimes our action is actually aligned. Instead, it's our belief that was misaligned in the moment. And what we need to do is we need to change our belief to meet our action instead of changing our action to meet our belief. So for this case, what it would look like was me accepting that it's okay for me to take a sick day and for my belief to ease up and say, okay, I'm not feeling good and this is a good case for me to take a sick day. That's bringing my belief back in line with my action. Now, if you're a people pleaser, this can come up a lot for you because often when we're a people pleaser, and just in general, people take on others' beliefs. So what that means is when we grow up, we say, so-and-so has this belief that doing this is bad. And we take on that belief by surrounding ourselves with that person, listening to them. We take on that belief and we take it as our own belief. And then if we take action and that action doesn't align with that belief, our guilt is what's going to come up. But what we have to know is our beliefs can be different than others' beliefs. And we have to trust that and we have to understand what beliefs really align with us. You know, that belief might serve that person, but that belief might not serve me. So we need to get more in touch with what beliefs really serve me. If my mom grew up and told me that you can never skip work, you can never take a sick day, that belief might work for her. That belief might drive her and motivate her to reach her goals, right? But that belief, it may not serve me. A belief that may serve me is I need to take personal time. I need to take sick days. And that action will then feel good for me when I take it because I'm holding a belief that's really aligned with myself. If we're constantly listening to what other people's beliefs are, then when we take action that feels aligned, we're going to have that guilt. And we need to fill that gap, right? None of us want to feel guilty. It's not a good feeling. We need to clear that air. But we can do it by adjusting our beliefs sometimes instead of always adjusting our action. This takes getting to know what belief really feels good for you, tuning into yourself and understanding what belief is really going to serve your goals, serve your desires in life. If I'm someone who wants to focus more on self-care and following my intuition and my guidance, maybe this belief of taking a sick day feels good for me, and maybe that's aligned with my belief. But if I'm someone who wants to push through, if that aligns with me more in that case, then maybe not taking sick days, not taking vacation days, maybe that is what aligns with me. A lot of the time we're listening to what other people do and what works for other people, but Nothing works universally. The only thing that works universally is listening to yourself, is tuning into yourself and coming up with your own boundaries, your own beliefs, your own way of thinking and doing things. This is the only thing that works for everybody. So I want you to get in touch with your beliefs, and I want you to get in touch especially with your guilt. Think about what's something that you usually feel guilty for. Do you feel guilty for eating dessert at night? And why do you feel guilty for this? Do you feel guilty because you listen to media say it's bad to eat dessert, it's bad to eat sugar, you need to be skinny, you need to look like this, and if you eat dessert, that's not going to be your outcome, right? That belief of eating dessert, maybe that actually does align with you. Maybe you need to dive in and look in and say, actually, dessert is something I like to do. It's a self-care ritual that I like to do. It's something fun that I like to do once in a while. Maybe it serves you. Instead of having this belief that it doesn't serve you, it's bad for you, it's negative for you. It might serve you, and maybe you need to adjust your belief to get rid of that guilt. However, you might be in the case that dessert really doesn't serve you. Maybe you need to change your action, right? Maybe your belief is that dessert doesn't serve me because I'm a bodybuilder and I need to stay on track. I need to track my calories. I need to track my sugar intake to reach my goal. Then in that case, that action of eating dessert, it doesn't really serve you. So you take the action that aligns with your belief. You see, in these two cases, different actions will cause different feelings of guilt. So we need to align our beliefs and know what's really serving us for our highest good. Not what's serving my boyfriend, not what's serving my mother, not what's serving society, but what is serving me and where I want to be and what I want to get to. It's all about looking inward, guys. And to relieve the feeling of guilt, we have to do that. We have to understand why it's coming up. We have to understand what voice it's coming up in, right? Is it coming up in a voice of someone I know that I've listened to, that I've adopted their belief? Or is it coming up in a voice trying to inspire me towards a different action that's more aligned with myself? None of us deserve to feel guilty and deserve to stay in this guilt for a long time. Guilt is coming up to tell us something, and we need to tune into what it's telling us. It's either telling us we need to change our belief, or it's telling us we need to change our action. It's one or the other. And we have to tune in to figure out which one it is, and then we can do the work to adjust that action or to adjust that belief. Mainly, we think that we have to always adjust our action. And throughout this video, I hope you learned that sometimes it's our belief that's not aligned. Sometimes we took on another person's belief and we need to realign our belief with what serves our highest good. Thank you guys so much for tuning into today's video. Subscribe to stay motivated and to stay inspired with personal growth, and follow me on Instagram, My Life is Roses. I love you all so much and I really appreciate you. Namaste, many blessings to you.